Hey there, it's your brother from another mother, Evil Aniki, and today I'm back with another Anime Expo coverage video. The panel list just dropped yesterday, so I'm going to be going through that. I already tried recording this video once, so I've already gone through it, so I know kind of what's in there. That video ended up being like an hour long, and I didn't really want to edit it down, so I just thought I'd re-record it real quick for you guys and just go over what I think are the key points, because there's a lot of panels in there that are just kind of like, yeah, cool, Maid Cafe every like hour on the hour. We don't really need to say that in the video. But thank you so much. And if you guys are looking for more Anime Expo coverage for the upcoming 2025 Anime Expo convention, be sure to like and subscribe and ring that bell notification button thing down at the bottom so that way you can get updated for when I post a new video. And I'll be posting a new video, at least trying to post a new video every day up until Anime Expo. So without further ado, let's get into this panel list. Okay, so here we are, the Anime Expo 2025 schedule. And starting off, we have the welcoming ceremony. I've never made it to the welcoming ceremony. You have to get into the line very early and you have to rush right over there. I don't know if they give any freebies away. I've heard it's really cool and it's definitely worth it to go check out. But again, I've never been there, so can't really say much. Um, Skipping some of this, we got breaking into manga publishing. Crunchyroll movie morning premiere is going to skip that. We're really going for what the big panels are, at least for me. And we got a Blue Archive Dev Talk live at AX 2025 at the Novo. That one sounds pretty interesting to me. I would check that one out. Also, for a lot of these dev panels, guys, make sure you go check them out, especially if they're a smaller developer, because sometimes they will be giving out freebies and raffles and all sorts of things during the panel itself. Fashion show, voice acting in Japanese anime. It has pockets. These are all cosplay and voice acting panels. Gundam Rising in Los Angeles, Mobile Suit Gundam GQX special event. This one's very interesting. I hope you guys have been watching the new Gundam series. It is phenomenal. Be part of the first Mobile Suit GQX event in LA. Featuring a movie screening. So this is a screening. I wouldn't call it a premiere, but it's a screening. I'll be going over the screenings as well in my premiere video. But this is going to have the voice actors and the director. Special guests will include director and voice actor for the main character and many, many more. So I highly recommend checking this out. It also says they might have some live music and a talk show. Don't know really how much that's about. And then there is a world premiere. We'll go over that in the premiere video. Anime Jeopardy, Maid Cafe, Big West Macross panel. I don't know about you guys. I like Macross. Macross has sort of been dying out here in the United States, so I'm really interested. There's a lot of Macross panels this year. I do believe Bandai, no, not Bandai, Sunrise? I think it's Sunrise has bought the rights to the new Macross, and I believe they're making a Macross series as we speak. So I think that's why there's a lot of push going on for it. There's actually like 2 or 3 Macross panels this year. Wood blocking print, Doki Bird birthday celebration. That one's going to be a big one, guys. Sports anime festival. Love sports anime. I can't wait to see more sports anime. This one looks like they're gonna have some voice actors. I don't really say who, but it sounds like it's gonna be a fun one. Aniplex of America 20th anniversary industry panel. Now this is a big one. This is one that I want to go to. Basically, all the events in the Petrie Hall are like some of the best. That's my opinion, hands down. Petrie Hall is like the best location. They are expanding this year to have what is it, like the Peacock Theater or something like that involved in the Anime Expo. So I'm curious to see how that goes down. But yeah, we'll see. Yeah, but I love Aniplex and I love industry panels in general. Moving along, we've got Clivates, special 1 hour premiere. I'll be talking about that in the premiere video. Axie's game panel. Axie's, I'm probably saying that wrong, is back with a panel at Anime Expo during delving into their upcoming releases and possibly a few surprises. Come and see what we have in store. Sounds like a great one. Following that, we have My Love Story with Yamada-kun at level 999, and I Want to Be Your Girl official manga panel. This is a good one, mainly because at the end it says, enjoy freebies and giveaways for attendees. Anytime there's freebies and giveaways, I am going to be there, guys. That is my go-to for Anime Expo. I want to go. I want to be loaded up on all the freebies and stuff. Like this is just my hobby. It's Anime Expo. It's just getting all the free stuff. I don't care if it's junk. I don't care if it's a flyer for an anime that I'm never gonna watch. I will collect it. I will take 5 of them, please. Uh, I have shelves of just random stuff. I'm not gonna lie, guys. Then we got another anime and athletes. So we got a lot of sports panels this year. I think there's a lot of sports anime that have been coming out lately, like Blue Lock and Haikyuu, and just the last couple years, like the last 5, 6 years, there's been a lot of sports anime. Sports anime has always been really big, but I think it's getting bigger in the West, which I'm really excited about. Cosplay pattern. And then we've got some 18 plus panels. For all the 18 plus panels, guys, I'm going to be doing a special video on the channel for that. Make sure you become a member if you want to see that video, because this is an 18 plus video and I just need to make sure people are 18 plus. Like, I'm not going to be showing anything, but just for safety, I'm going to make it a members only video. So become a member on the channel if you want to see the 18 plus guide. I've done a lot of 18 plus stuff before on this channel, and I always have to censor a lot, and I still have to censor a lot. I might even try doing a Patreon for an uncensored version of content this year. I don't know. We'll see. Bushy Road panel at Anime Expo. This is one that I want to go check out. Bushy Road, they make Card Fight Vanguard, Weiss Schwarz, Shadowverse, Evolve. Make a lot of great games. I highly recommend checking them out. I always love going to panels like this, anything like Beyblade, Bushy Road, like anything with like a physical, tangible like object. Sometimes there's going to be freebies. I did hear that the Beyblade panel last year they gave out free Beyblades, so yeah, that sounds great. How to study Japanese in Japan with Gogo Nihon sounds awesome. Uh, let's keep going on. We got Fun with Gunpla, Mappa Panel Chainsaw Man, the movie, Res Arc, and more. This one sounds great. They're going to have uh, the president and vice president of MAPPA. They're going to be coming in to talk about the Chainsaw Man movie. This is in the Petrie Hall again because it's the greatest hall of all time. Uh, Amazing. This is a great panel. This is probably going to be a highlight for a lot of people. And then moving on, we've got Kodansha. Uh, I'm definitely saying that wrong. I'm sorry, my voice is a little strained from last night. Kodansha presents Gakekuta creators Kei Urana and Hidoshi Ando. And I've actually read the manga for this. The way I would describe it is it's kind of like My Hero Academia, but in the desert, and it's got a lot of edge. I wouldn't say it's necessarily like as goody two shoes. It's definitely like edgy, but it's definitely got show-in vibes with like superpowers, and I recommend it. It's interesting. It's also got a little bit of like classist type of villainry going on. So if you like One Piece, you might like this. It's definitely like an edgier anime. I highly recommend checking it out, but they're going to be doing a Q&A with the creators, which is very, very cool. And then moving on, we've got community driven anime production. This one sounds like a great one. I don't really know how you would have a community driven anime production. I don't know if you're taking feedback on Twitter and then like adjusting your story from that, or if you're having like a bunch of people do surveys and then I don't know. But it sounds interesting and I highly recommend checking that one out. Anything about anime production, I'm going to be into. J Novel Club Anime Expo 2025 industry panel. I'm not into novels, but this one is probably a pretty good one to go to. Any of the any of the industry panels, I'm going to recommend for you guys. Origami Workshop, solo camping, and 2 special premiere. That one sounds cool. I think they're gonna have some special guests. I'm gonna talk a little bit about the premieres in this video just because there's gonna be special guests who are gonna talk at these panels, or well, these screening slash panels. But I'm gonna be going into more details about the premieres themselves in like a separate video, like I said before. But that sounds amazing. I think I've read Solo Camping before as well. Frontier Works presents the visual expressions of Hidden and the characters of Minani World. I think I'm saying that right. Looks like they're going to have the illustrator there, and who else is going to be there? I don't know. It doesn't really the creative director. So that sounds like a good one to go to as well. Now it's time for a big one. The Ghost in the Shell Science Saru new animation project panel. This is a big panel because first of all, I'm a big Ghost in the Shell fan, but second of all, they're sticking more closely to the manga this time around for the development of this. I think it's going to be a series. And the manga is a little bit more lighthearted than the actual anime have been in the past. Like the movie that made Ghost in the Shell, very serious, very gritty, but it's also a deviation from the manga because the manga was a lot more lighthearted. So I'm really excited. I also love the manga design, so I'm really excited to see this anime. The trailer the teaser trailer they put out for it got me really hyped already. Aniplex of America Games panel. I didn't even know Aniplex made games, but that sounds like a great one as well. AMV competition finals. I keep every year. I keep saying I'm going to enter the AMV contest, and then I never do. You got to read this webtoon. I think there's going to have a bunch of influencers talking there. Yen Press Industry Panel. If you're into, let's see who's going to be here. It doesn't say anyone specific going to be there, but I imagine there's going to be some like editors and maybe a localizer and who maybe even a producer type of person there. That's usually who you see at these panels is like a producer, a localizer, a translator, or slash localizer, and maybe like a director or a bunch of random, maybe even an artist. You never know. Let's Play special premiere with creators. I actually, when I read this the first time, I'm like, Let's Play, is that an anime or is that a YouTuber? But I think it's a new show or something. I'm not too sure. Or it's a webcomic, I should say. It's turning a webcomic into an anime, so that sounds interesting. Ink Lore, discover your next obsession. Whether it's a heartwarming comedy, thriller, drama, or spicy romance, Ink Lore is here to bring you the best in manga. I think it might be a new publishing company. I've not actually heard of Ink Lore before, but I think they have a few panels going on this year. Exclusive world premiere, A Star Brighter Than the Sun, with featuring the director. I'm going to go over that in the premiere, but very cool that the director is going to be there. And I highly recommend, and the producer, it looks like. So recommend checking that out. And that's going to be in 411. And then we've got GX Plus presents publishing content creation in Japan featuring trash taste, spilled milk, and more. This is a big one. So the flyer they put out on social media just has Gigak on it. But on this post, it also says Sea Dog and the Anime Man and a few other people there. And I assume that there's gonna have like some other people there. I actually filmed some vlogs in Japan last year. It's interesting. It's a little bit of a challenge over there because you're kind of like in a different country and you don't want to be judged, and but at the same time a lot of places don't let you film, but you can take photos, so it's a very different experience. Moving on, we've got anime dubbing, the world of casting and voice acting. That one sounds great. Cloverworks industry panel. This is the studio behind Bochi the Rock, and My Dress Up Darling and Windbreaker. It's three great series, and they are going to have a premiere coming for Rascal Does Not Dream of Santa Claus and The Fragrant Flower Blooms with Divinity. So excited for that. I don't know if this is the premiere or if this is just going to be an industry panel. I think the premiere is somewhere else. Crunchyroll evening premiere is super cool. Let's keep going on. And now we're sort of getting into the 18 plus. So a lot of these 18 plus panels will be in an 18 plus video that you have to be a member for. I'm assuming. But there's like a tattoo one, and I can fix them, and I think there's like one about like judging your like Genshin profile, your Genshin Impact profile. But that is day one, which is Thursday. That was all the main panels that you're gonna see. Day one's usually it's pretty thick, but it's also pretty light at the same time. Moving on to day two, which is going to be Friday. This is gonna have a lot of panels as well. So we've got the future of Kodansha manga revealed. And this one also says might have some surprise giveaways. That's and a Q&A, so that one's really worth checking out. And then you have the Gachakuta premiere. This is the one I was talking about, and they had the panel on the day one. So this is the one that's like My Hero Academia in the desert. I highly recommend checking this out. They're gonna have a special guest Q&A with the graffiti designer and a film producer. Super cool. And the manga story and illustration. So the creator, I'm assuming. And moving on, we've got how to break into the anime industry as a freelancer. It's tough, guys. It's real tough. Keep going on. We've got Demon Slayer, the 6th anniversary celebration. Sounds awesome. A literature class behind the manga, creator of Dinosaur Sanctuary. That one sounds pretty cool. I love when creators come to panels. Outlandish Feud, Poke Sketch Showdown, live Valorant art demo by Riot Games. I'm not getting into that one. The Valorant Riot fan are just going to be packed into that one. I'm sure the illustrator, they've got Kisu. I think that's how you say that. I'm sure they have a widely big audience, and I'm never going to be able to get into that panel just by knowing it's Riot Games. I love the work Riot Games does, but man, their panels at conventions are packed and around the corner. But let's keep going on. We've got Univolt, a new era of sound from V Shoujo Nova. So I think that's a music group with V Shoujo. Animate presents Alien Stage director Vivanos live drawing. So Animate, I think Animate's the store. So they're having a Q&A session with the creator of Alien Stage. This is probably going to be one of the biggest panels of the year. Not year, but for Anime Expo this year. Yeah, this is going to be one of the big of the panels because Alien Stage is like peak popularity with a lot of like the 20 somethings right now. I went to Anime Los Angeles and there was 3 different meetups for Alien Stage and there must have been between 20 to 50 cosplayers at each event, and that's a lot. That was, that's it was comparable to like Dan to Dan or Nikkei. It was insane how many cosplayers there were for Alien Stage, and I saw even more Alien Stage at Anime Impulse in February. It's just a really popular. I mean, the videos on YouTube, the music videos are really good. I highly recommend checking them out. Keep going on. We've got Yen Prestis presents a discussion with Mokumo Korin, the creator of The Summer Hikaru Died. This is cool. This is a new anime. I think it might be a movie that's premiering at Anime Expo as well. So there's a premiere for that on a different time slot. I think it might be later in the day or on Saturday, which is the next day. Manga Mavericks industry panel. They're gonna have some announcements, surprises, and more. So maybe some good giveaways. Monstrous lessons teaching horror anime. Drawing anime using perspective using calligraphy. Grand Summoners developer panel. Love that. All participants will receive a free original gift as well as have a chance to receive exclusive merch. I love that. I love free stuff. And then we have the Beyblade X panel. Again, I heard that everyone who went to this panel got a free Beyblade kit last year worth like $100 or something. So definitely a panel worth checking out. And then we got High Dive presents Is It Wrong to Pick Up Girls in a Dungeon 10th Anniversary 7 celebration. High Dive usually gives out flyers for some of their presentations or premieres or screenings. I'm gonna be honest, High Dive, I went to a few of their panels last year. Not the best type of panels. I'm gonna be honest. Freerin Beyond the Journey uh, main events. So this is gonna be in the main events, and who are they having here? They're gonna have the voice of Stark, the producer, and they're gonna talk about experiences working in the show and what's next for Freerin. I'm super excited for another season. I've read a little bit of the manga, so I'm a little ahead of people who only watch the anime. Bandai Namco Filmworks Industry Present. This is going to be another Gundam GQX panel. Highly recommend going to check this one out. They're going to have the voice actor back for the main character for this panel as well. So definitely another one that I want to go check out. Let's keep going on. Paru Itakaki, Beastars, and Science Saru and TV Anime Sanda panel and world premiere. I don't know much about Sanda. I know there's a premiere going on for it, so it looks like it's going to be some big hype. But this sounds like a really cool screening, and this is in the JW Platinum. Let's keep going on. Let's see, what do we got? Open auditions presented by Bang Zoom Studios. If you're looking to become a voice actor, this is the panel for you. I highly recommend going to check out this panel. And this is going to be at the Novo. Witch Watch panel and director and voice cast. Love this. I think this is the English voice actors. We got oh, it's Lily Pichu. So Lily Pichu's act. I didn't know she was in that. But yeah, this is and the director is going to be there for some behind the scenes dive into Witch Watch. I highly recommend checking out Witch Watch. It's a rom com. It's pretty fun. Really well animated for what it is. Making manga with Viz. This one sounds great. This one's all about pitching originals and one shots to Viz. I might check that one out. That one sounds pretty interesting. The global producer making animation across borders. Producing animation all around the world is tough. There's a bunch of different laws and requirements each country has. Probably a great, if you're into like animation and you want to get into it, I highly recommend checking out this type of panel. Cyberpunk Edge Runners behind the scenes with its creators. And it's going to have Joey the Anime Man as a host there as well. This is going to be probably a super big panel. I'm not going to lie, guys. Cyberpunk is very popular, so this is probably going to be up there with one of the most popular for Friday. Moving on, we've got From Concept to Reality, bringing Kaho Shibuya's game character to life. Uh, I'm not sure what game character is she. Are they? I know she was in. Was it like a dragon? But I think she's I think this is for a game called Phantom Breaker Universe. I don't know much about that. I don't. I mean, I've read the name here, Phantom Breaker Battlegrounds Ultimate as they reveal how last year's character. Yeah, I've not heard of this game, but I mean, hey, I'm not much of a gamer. I'm not. I think this is probably a fighting game, so I'm not really into fighting games. So I highly recommend checking this one out, especially if you're into Kaho. Kaho's content creator, so super interesting. Moving on, we got High Dive presents Bad Girl North American premiere. Uh, keep going on. We've got Konami presents Unmasking Silent Hill. So this is a Silent Hill panel, and it looks like they're going to have the producer, writer, and composer. Sounds great. I'm not too big into horror games, but if you are, this is the panel for you. And I'm going to stop saying this is the panel for you. Let's just keep going on. Arc Live Anime Expo Interactive Edition. I believe this is Arc System Works. I think they make Guilty Gear and a bunch of other games. Highly recommend checking this one out if you're into fighting games. A1 Pictures 20th Anniversary Industry Panel. Definitely going to go check this one out. I love A1. They make a lot of great stuff. They've worked on Solo Leveling, for example, and Solo Leveling looks amazing. Production IG and WIT Industry Panel. They're going to be having President of Production for IG USA and President of both Production IG and WIT Studio for an exclusive panel that delves into the studio's latest upcoming projects. That is super cool. Uh, Sounds amazing. And then, of course, another big panel for Friday is the Iron Mouse and Sea Dog VA Chaos Unleashed. This is their trilogy. So this is their third panel. This is a big one. There's lots of memes and stuff that comes out of this panel. I highly recommend going to check this out if you're big into Iron Mouse. Warning: the line for this panel is always insane. Uh, the Last Blossom special panel for an original animated film premiering in Japan fall 2024. Sounds amazing, and I think this is the duo behind Odd Taxi, and Odd Taxi was amazing, so definitely you should go check this one out. Moving on, we got a Bleach Thousand Year Blood War panel in the JW, super awesome, and there's going to be prizes. Last year at the Bleach Thousand Year Blood War panel, they gave out some Union Arena decks. I have one right here. Uh, super cool. You can't really see because of the light, but they're demo decks, and they did that for a few different panels. I think I got one for a JJK panel as well. Moving on, we got Athena, Journey Between Worlds, presented by Enlight. I've not heard of either of those companies, but it looks like it's an anime feature film, and I might go check this one out. We've got the Obey Me Meet and Greet 2025. I still don't really know what Obey Me is. I know it's a group of guys. I don't know if it's like if they're like hosts or if it's like a idol, like a host idol type. I'm not too sure. But moving on, we've got the New Type Magazine 40th anniversary panel. This one sounds interesting. I've collected a few New Type magazines in my day. I'm just shocked they're 40 years old. I didn't know they were that old. They're older than me. But also at the around the same time, we've got the Apothecary Diaries panel. I went to the Apothecary Diaries panel last year. It was great. They didn't really give any freebies out, but I loved it. Get Rhinestone, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure meets Anime Expo 2025. I think they're dubbing JoJo, so super excited for that. Way Forward Games Developer Panel. This one is really a great panel to go to if you love Way Forward. They make a bunch of amazing games. They did, I think it's like River City Girls. I think that's them. Um, but they gave out a lot of freebies last year. Like I went to their panel and they gave out like a bunch of games. They gave out a bunch of premieres. It was pretty crazy. And then there's the official Honkai Star Rail panel at Anime Expo, and this is going to be hosted by Trash Taste creators. So I think maybe all three of them are going to be there. This is going to be a big one because Trash Taste is going to be there, and I think there's a new character coming out. And I don't know much about Honkai Star Rail. I know it's a Hoyoverse game. Yeah, I just don't know much about it, but it's super exciting. Moving on, Anime Journalism 101. So you want to be an otaku gumshoe, hosted by Anime News Network's publisher. Funmaker presents Roki Moto Surprise. The latest with Koto Bukia, which is like a scale figures and model kit company. I highly recommend checking that out. They have they have the Bishojo scale figures, which I really like. Delicious in Data, Anime Market Research, and Fanserve USA. I don't know what this panel is about. I don't know who would make a panel about market research. Sounds amazing. I might go check this one out because it sounds like a wild card. And yeah, I mean, it definitely sounds interesting. I've never heard of Fanserve US, but let's check it out. And then, of course, we have The Summer Hikaru Died North American premiere, and this is the film I talked about. I think maybe it was earlier in the day, or I don't remember. Uh, Moving on, Leviathan exclusive premiere. Billy Live 2025 Howlin' Unplugged new drops and HOB exclusive premiere. Macross Night again another Macross premiere, not premiere but screening. High Dive and TV. Sashi presents the Dangers in My Heart movie sneak peek. This one sounds great. They're having the producers and the director here to discuss it. Super awesome. And then now we're getting into the 18 plus panels, and of course, the biggest 18 plus panel, which I'm going to talk about in this video, is the Studio Trigger Presents world premiere of new panty and stocking with garter belt. And this is going to be at the Peacock Theater. I looked up the Peacock Theater seating. I think it can seat like 7,000 people. So this is probably going to be the biggest panel of the year. Panty and stocking is exploded in popularity. I'm surprised for an anime that's almost 20 years old. I think it's over 20 years old, that it's so popular for this season too. I mean, it's a very Americanized anime, but it is so big. Um, and I don't know if they're gonna have the directors or anyone there from that for that panel, but I think they're having another panel as well. Moving on, let's keep going on. We're going into the 18 plus. Yeah, this is all 18 plus. We don't need to go over that right now. Some of that stuff is weird, man. Well, it'll be in the 18 plus video. Now we're going to be going on to day 3, which is Saturday, and we're starting off with Ascendance of a Bookworm and 2025 anime lineup sneak peek with YTV Animation and YTV Group Industry panel. I love Ascendance of a Bookworm. The manga is really great. I know a lot of people are really into the novel as well, and are just obsessed with it. I mean, an anime, a, a novel about a person who likes novels, but it's also like an anime and a manga. I mean, it's very popular. Um, and we're going to hear from the light novel editor and anime production team. So maybe there's going to be a video and special giveaways as well. So definitely worth checking out. High Dive presents Super Summer Anime 2025 simulcast North American premiere. Super cool. Again, High Dive panels kind of a little bit lackluster. They don't usually like. I think they just need to hype up the panels more. Maybe give out some stuff or have some like people there to talk about it. They have a great booth, and it's just I don't know. Like the panel I went to last year was just like the person was there, announced it, and then left, and then they didn't even have like a closing remark at the end of the screening. And I'm just like, okay, tell me you want to go get drunk at a party or something. Um, Moving on, let's keep going on. My Hero Academia special event hosted by Toho Animation. This one sounds great. They're gonna have some voice actors for Deku, both English and Japanese voice actors, and an editor from Show and Jump. So definitely worth checking out. They're gonna have a Persona 5, the Phantom X panel featuring Lynn's live performance. I'm assuming that's some musical performer for the game, right? Persona's a game, right? Yeah, it's Atlas and Sega. I've never played. I'm gonna be honest. Spike Chunsoft Inc. official panel 2025. I've never heard of Spike Chunsoft. Sounds like a good one. They're gonna giving away limited T-shirts. We'll be giving out at the panel. So come early. And then another premiere. Hell Teacher Jigoku Sensei Noob World Premiere presented by Remo. I've never heard of Remo. This is an action horror in Show and Jump in the 90s. Okay, sounds cool. Um, Moving on, we got Aki Bright's Visual Jukebox. Aki Bright was actually a guest of honor for the last 2 years. I don't think he's a guest of honor this year, but I highly recommend checking out his panel. He always gives away a lot of prizes. There's raffles, it's signed merch, and he's a very talented artist. I went to one of his pop ups in Hollywood a couple years ago. Definitely worth it. He's been all around doing pop ups in New York, I think in Texas. He does these giant murals, and he'll probably be doing a giant mural at Anime Expo again. Definitely worth going to his panel. He's not as well known as a lot of the other artists, anime artists, but um, I mean, he's been guest of honor twice. I mean, the first time I went to his guest of honor panel, it wasn't even half full. So he's very like he's kind of like an underdog in my opinion. But he does amazing work, and I highly recommend checking out. And his stuff, he had a booth down in Artist Alley last year, and all of his art books and stuff sold out. And I was like, oh man, that's a bummer. I wanted to get one because I went on like day 4 or something, or day 3. I don't even remember, and it was sold out and crazy. Because his work, like it sells. It's amazing. You see it, and you're like, wow. It's just people don't know him as much. I'm sure he's much more famous now than he was like a couple years ago, but man, he's very talented. One Punch Man season 3 panel. Saitama is back. They're gonna have the voice of Saitama. I think it's a Japanese voice actor for season 3. Super cool. Netflix showcase in the Peacock's Theater. And this is gonna be for the summer Hikaru died, Sakamoto days, and My Melody and Kuromi. And surprise guests. Sounds great. An Evening with the Men, supported by TikTok. This is the Anime Men, but they're also having King Christian and Ohio Final Boss. Sounds cool. This is a great panel. I've seen a lot of their funny TikToks. They're very funny guys. Um, I don't think this is a panel for me, but I'm sure there's going to be a line around the door. People love their e-celebrities. Moving on. Uh, this is a samurai era lasted until in what if the samurai era lasted in Japan until 2026? World premiere of the scene of the theatrical anime Kill Tube. Sekai Project Industry Panel. That one sounds great. Possible giveaways if time permits. A lot of these panels are very short too. Like you see this one's only 50 minutes long. Beginner bird beating workshop. Manga licensing with Denpa Books and Kuma. Sounds like a great one. Viz presents Roosters, Samurai, and Mayhem. Not sure what that's about, but they're gonna have the Wit Studio president George Watt, which I think he was we read that before just a minute ago. Wasn't he also the president of Production IG or something like that? I don't remember. Gundam trivia presented by Colony Drop Podcast. Moving on. Warner Brothers Japan presents a Record of a Ragnarok season 3. Uh, Fate Grand Order 8th anniversary celebration. Join Aniplex of America's Albert Cow and some very special guests to discuss FGO's past, present, and future, as well as other Type Moon projects. Dr. Stone's Science Future Core 2 premiere panel. Uh, Tobin Jacobs Q&A. He's the guy who makes the giant cutouts of people, and you might have seen him on TikTok as well. I'm shocked he's getting his own big panel. That's crazy. Moving on. Token Anki, a new generation of dark heroics, U.S. premiere and special panel. TV or Asahi industry panel with special guests from Science Saru. I think this might be another. Uh, this might be another Ghost in the Shell panel, but it's disguised not to look like a Ghost in the Shell panel. I don't know. We got a world premiere of Gintama, Mr. Ginpachi's Zany Class. Orange presents animating Beastars and Leviathan, the Studio Orange exclusive look for at Beastars, the final season, and Leviathan. Super cool. Moving on, we got Webtoon and Sonic Dream presents Sapient Dream. My Dress Up Darling with the cast. This one sounds like a great one. Live dubbing performance. New panty stocking with garter belt screening. And this is going to be a censored version. So the first one's uncensored and this one's censored. Moving on, we've got a Dark Horse manga panel, Dan to Dan panel with director and voice cast. This is an 18 plus panel. Last year's Dan to Dan panel was 18 plus. And make sure you get those wristbands, guys. It's very important. Moving along, we've got a Crunchyroll industry panel. DreeCon industry panel featuring Kumo Kaguya, which is the mastermind behind Goblin Slayer. I actually saw his panel pre-COVID. He had I believe it was him. He had a panel with, or at least there was a Goblin Slayer panel with the creator. I don't know. They don't call him the creator here, but they call him the mastermind. So I'm assuming he's the creator. I'm not going to look it up right now in the middle of the video, but there was at the Goblin Slayer panel, the creator, he wore like a Deadpool mask or a Spider-Man mask because he was so scared of about getting canceled. I guess it's his anime is even more controversial in Japan than it is America. But he's going to be talking about his latest masterpiece, Blade and Bastard, and an upcoming TV anime, The Holy Grail of Eris, plus a chance to win awesome prizes. Oh, that sounds great. But he did seem really cool. He only wore the mask at the panel. I don't think he was wearing it at his meet and greet either, like at his signing booth, which is kind of crazy. Character drawing with Mino Miyabi, super awesome. Square Enix manga and book, new licensing announcements. VTuber rap battle, a rap unit. I don't know why VTuber rap battle. What? Azuki manga industry panel. We'll have announcement, prizes, and more. High Dive presents Call of the Night season 2. Sure. Anime trivia, tic tac toe, another sports anime panel, Studio Trigger live drawing and Q&A. Sounds awesome. This is going to be a big panel. Anything Trigger is always going to be big. Moving along, Tokyo Pop, Love, and More, Anime and Black Culture, 3D printing and 3D modeling. Mega 64 and non-canon final form transformation is now canon panel. Mega 64, hilarious YouTubers. They've been having a panel at Anime Expo for a very long time. I highly recommend you go check them out. They are hilarious, and their panels are so much fun. I've only been to, I think I've been to like one or two in all the years I've been going to Anime Expo. And now we're in the 18 plus zone. I'll be going over a lot of these in the 18 plus video, which again, make sure you become a member if you want to see it. Now we're moving on to Sunday. Sunday's a half day, so it's going to be quite short. We're just going to go through these. We're going to have the AMV awards. So all the AMV finals, the judges are going to judge it, and they're going to have the awards by Sunday, or unless they've already judged them and it's just, they want to screen them and before, I don't know. But there's also going to be a Jujutsu Kaisen special event hosted by Toho. It's going to have some voice actors, super cool. Again, uh, they had Union Arena at the Jujutsu Kaisen panel last year, so I imagine they might be giving something away like that again this time. Who knows? Yeah, I mean, it's in the Peacock, and I don't think they put all these decks on all the chairs, and I just don't think you're gonna be able to get uh 7,000 packs of cards onto a bunch of chairs so easily. Where is VTuber going IRL? And that's one's about like VTubers in the real world, so like at baseball games and NASCAR. Guilty Gear Strive developer session sounds super cool. GNC Original Light Novel Contest 2025 awards. That sounds like a really nice one. Um, 40 Years of Robotech. This is another Macross panel. Macross and Robotech are kind of like the same thing. I think Robotech is like the American name and Macross is the Japanese. I think that's how it goes. Introducing Ink Pop, bringing manga to kids and teens in the U.S. Join us as we introduce Ink Pop, a newest imprint dedicated to delivering manga, manhwa, and global webtoons to kids and teens across the U.S. Expect exclusive sneak peeks and special giveaways. Sounds awesome. Kaiju number 8 panel powered by Crunchyroll. Special surprises as excitement builds for season 2. They don't say what's going to be in there and what they're going to do, but I'm sure there's going to be something. Toilet Bound Hanako-kun special premiere with cast and staff sounds super awesome. The Welcome to Outcast Restaurant's premiere screening. A special message video will be played after that. Introduction to Woda Culture. Colin makes his idol VTuber thing. Amuse Creative Studio presents How Pros Make Anime and Manga. This one sounds like a great panel. Live demo, sneak peek, and raffles. Anime Expo 2025 feedback panel. This is like if something goes wrong at Anime Expo, or if you just want to give feedback to the convention itself or anything like that, you can go to this panel and you can talk to the staff directly. I've never done this. Maybe I should do it this year and film it. I'm sure it's an interesting experience. I don't know if anyone's ever filmed it. I wonder if they'd even let me film it. G Kids Industry Panel. That one sounds great. Uh, Uma Musumi, Uma Musame, Pretty Derby, beginning of a new era screening. That one sounds great. I want to go to the cosplay meetup for that as well. Orc Arena Through Time. High Dive presents 2.5 dimensional seduction dub screening. Sounds great. I think they had a screening of that last year. Anime, animation, and webcomics. What's next? From who's going to be hosting this one? I don't think it says who's hosting, but it sounds like an interesting one. And then, of course, we're going on to the closing ceremony. And that's it. I've never actually been to the closing ceremony. Maybe I've been to the closing ceremony once. I don't remember. Usually by that point on the last day, I'm just gone. Like I'm not hanging around. Like there's no other panel. Like the last like the only other panels. There's only like one. There's only a few panels left at that point, so it's just like I'm not sticking around for that kind of stuff. And I mean, look at this. This is a maid cafe, so it's like you got the BL manga today at 3 p.m. and that's the last panel before the closing ceremony at 4. But yeah, that's the panel list, guys. Let me go to Big Cam here. That's all of the panels that I thought were interesting. Let me know what you guys think was interesting down in the comments below. I know this video is still 40 minutes. I trimmed this down. My first recording of this was over an hour long. It was like an hour and like 20 minutes long. So I did great by making it this short. I kind of skimmed through a lot of the stuff. A lot of the cosplay stuff I skipped over. It just does not interest me. I'm sure if you're a cosplayer out there, you're probably super into that kind of stuff. But I just want to go over like the anime panels and industry panels because that's the main points of Anime Expo, in my opinion. But thanks for watching, guys. I hope you have a great one. Be sure to like, subscribe, and ring that bell down if you want to catch more Anime Expo guide coverage coming out soon. That's it for today. Bye bye.